Fellow Americans, imagine a world where the dollar collapses. Your bank account is frozen. Your life savings, gone. In a world without money, we go back to basics, bartering. It's the age-old system of trading goods and services. And in a crisis, it could be the only currency that matters. Having the right items to barter could mean the difference between surviving and, well, forget fancy gadgets and luxury items. We're talking about the essentials, the stuff that'll keep you alive and get you through the tough times. We'll explore 9 items that'll be more valuable than gold when the system crashes. It's about giving you the knowledge to adapt, to survive, and to come out on top when the unexpected hits. So buckle up, fellow Americans, because things are about to get real. We've all got salt and sugar in our pantries, right? But in a barter situation, these everyday items transform into lifelines. Remember your history lessons? Salt for centuries was used as currency. Why? Because it's essential for human life. It preserves food, keeping it edible for longer, a critical factor in a prolonged crisis. And sugar? Sure, it satisfies our sweet tooth, but it's also a valuable energy source. Imagine trekking for miles in search of supplies. You're exhausted, running on fumes. A spoonful of sugar could provide that much-needed energy boost, a quick hit of calories to keep you going. Now think about a world without supermarkets or convenience stores. People will be desperate for ways to preserve what little food they have, and that's where your salt becomes a hot commodity. Sugar, with its energy-boosting properties, will be equally sought after. Basic necessities become highly prized possessions. A small bag of salt could be traded for fresh produce, tools, or even protection. Sugar, with its energy-sustaining properties, could be your ticket to a warm meal or a safe place to rest. In a world gone haywire, they're your bargaining chips, your key to survival. Keep a good supply on hand, stored in airtight containers to protect them from the elements. Let's talk about a subject that often gets overlooked in survival discussions: feminine hygiene. In a crisis, access to these essential items becomes a major concern. For women, maintaining personal hygiene is crucial, not just for comfort, but for health and well-being. Now imagine a world where these products are scarce or non-existent. Women are forced to improvise, using whatever they can find, which can be unsanitary and even dangerous. That's why having a stockpile of feminine hygiene products becomes so vital. But here's the thing: these items aren't just essential for women. They can be used for a variety of purposes in a survival situation. Sanitary pads and tampons are incredibly absorbent and can be used to dress wounds, soak up spills, or even filter water in a pinch. Their value as barter items cannot be overstated. Having a surplus on hand could not only provide you with essential hygiene, but could also be your bargaining chip in a barter situation. In a survival scenario, every advantage counts, and having a stockpile of these often overlooked items could be a game changer. Sure, we love our coffee. That morning cup can make or break our day. But in a crisis, coffee transcends its role as a simple beverage. It becomes a psychological lifeline, a morale booster in the face of adversity. Imagine the stress and uncertainty of a world in chaos. The comfort of a warm cup of coffee, the familiar aroma, can provide a much-needed sense of normalcy, a moment of peace amidst the storm. But coffee's value in a barter situation extends beyond its comforting qualities. It's a highly addictive substance, and in a world where people are struggling to cope, the demand for a caffeine fix will be high. Think about it. You've got something people crave, something that can provide a temporary escape from the harsh realities of survival. You can bet that in a barter situation, a bag of those precious beans will be more valuable than a wad of worthless cash. In a world without coffee shops, you, my friend, become the barista, the dealer of deliciousness, the one with the power to brighten someone's day, even for a fleeting moment. Let's be clear, folks, I'm a firm believer in peace. But in a survival situation, when the rule of law breaks down, protecting yourself and your loved ones becomes paramount. That's where ammo comes in. It's not about aggression, it's about deterrence, about having the means to defend yourself if necessary. In a world without money, ammo becomes a valuable commodity. It's the currency of security, the key to safeguarding your supplies and ensuring your survival. People who can't protect themselves become vulnerable, easy targets for those looking to take advantage of the chaos. But trading ammo is a strategic decision, one that shouldn't be taken lightly. You need to assess the situation, weigh the risks and benefits, So only barter what you can afford to lose, and always prioritize your own safety and the safety of your group. This one's a no-brainer, folks. We can go without a lot of things, but food and water aren't on that list. These are the building blocks of survival, the essentials that keep us alive. In a crisis, access to these resources will be paramount, and having a stockpile could mean the difference between life and death. Now, I'm not just talking about a few cans of beans and a bottle of water. We're talking about a well-thought-out supply, enough to sustain you and your loved ones for an extended period. Think non-perishable items like rice, beans, dried pasta, canned goods, and water purification tablets. But food and water aren't just about keeping yourself alive. They're also valuable bartering chips. In a starving world, a can of food or a bottle of clean water could be worth its weight in gold. Sharing your resources, even in small amounts, can go a long way in establishing goodwill and ensuring your safety. In a crisis, a good multi-purpose tool is like having a toolbox in your pocket. It's your go-to for repairs, for building, for countless tasks that are essential for maintaining a semblance of normalcy in a chaotic world. We're talking about pliers, screwdrivers, knives, saws, all packed into one compact device. Think about it. You need to fix a leaky pipe, build a makeshift shelter, or even defend yourself. A multi-purpose tool can handle all of these tasks and more. It's the ultimate problem solver, the MacGyver of the survival world. And in a barter situation, these tools become invaluable. People need to fix things, to build, to protect themselves. Knowing how to repair, build, and improvise with your hands will make you an asset in a crisis, someone people will rely on and trade with. We live in a world dominated by electronics. Our phones, radios, flashlights, they all rely on batteries. Now imagine a world without electricity, a world plunged into darkness. Batteries, once a mundane household item, become beacons of hope, the key to staying connected, informed, and safe. A radio, powered by batteries, can be your lifeline to the outside world, providing crucial information about the crisis, potential dangers, and rescue efforts. A flashlight can illuminate the darkness, allowing you to navigate treacherous terrain, signal for help, or deter unwanted visitors. In a barter situation, batteries become as valuable as gold. People will be desperate to power their devices, to stay connected, to cling to any semblance of normalcy. Having a stockpile of batteries, especially long-lasting ones, will make you a valuable trading partner. Store them properly in a cool, dry place to prolong their lifespan. Consider investing in a solar charger or a hand-crank generator to replenish your battery supply and maintain your bartering power. In a world without electricity, fuel becomes the lifeblood of transportation, heat, and light. It powers our vehicles, generators, and even simple cooking stoves. Having a reliable fuel source can mean the difference between staying mobile, staying warm, and staying alive. Now, I know what you're thinking. Fuel is dangerous, flammable, and difficult to store. And you're right, it's not something to be taken lightly. But with proper precautions, having a fuel reserve can be a game changer in a crisis. Imagine needing to evacuate quickly, to reach safety or seek medical attention. Without fuel, your vehicle is nothing more than a useless hunk of metal. A generator, fueled and ready, can provide life-saving electricity, powering medical equipment, lights, and communication devices. In a barter situation, fuel becomes a highly prized commodity, something people will trade valuable goods for. In a crisis, maintaining your health becomes paramount. Injuries happen, illnesses spread. Having access to basic medications can be the difference between recovering and succumbing to preventable ailments. We're talking about pain relievers, antiseptics, bandages, and any prescription medications you or your loved ones rely on. Imagine a world without hospitals, without pharmacies, without access to doctors or medical professionals. A simple infection, easily treatable in normal circumstances, could become life-threatening. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit and a supply of essential medications is crucial. But here's the thing, medications aren't just important for your own well-being. They can also be incredibly valuable bartering items. Having a surplus of basic medications, especially those with a long shelf life, could prove to be a lifesaver, both literally and figuratively. So there you have it, folks. 9 essential barter items that could mean the difference between surviving and succumbing to the chaos of a world without money. Remember, this isn't about fear-mongering, it's about preparedness. It's about giving yourself and your loved ones the best chance of survival in uncertain times. We've covered a lot of ground, from the practicalities of salt and sugar to the importance of feminine hygiene products and the strategic value of ammo and fuel. When the unexpected hits, it's the everyday items, the things we often take for granted, that become invaluable. So take stock of your supplies. Stay safe out there, fellow Americans.